standing in front of thin and broken limbs, and even times of trial. As we grow close, what helps the most is when I see you smile. Yeah, I love to see you smile. Yearning to be who I'll be, finding myself.
I am running just a smidge bucket behind, so we'll be beginning in a couple of minutes. Yeah, it probably won't be the whole 5 minutes that the screen is saying, but we'll see. We'll see.
Was you here in front of me? Feeling alone, off on my own, kind of for the first time, with a secret inside, just something to hide, like a mountain I must climb. As I'm looking back to who I've been, finding comfort in my skin, so soon with just some time, hope that I can find that yearning to be who I'll be. Finding myself, finding free. I'm just yearning so that I can see that maybe what I need is standing in front of me. People I meet, laughter I seek, friendships forming as we go. When we talk and confide, those feelings inside turn to joy in thoughts that flow from my mind as I find something more in these friends that I adore. Still each and every
Hey, just a couple more minutes, like I was just saying. I just saw Bob Conway come in though. Um, just making sure Bob Conway, like Bob C Gaming or games or like from Yearning? Question mark?
finding in front of thin and broken limbs, and even times of trial. As we grow close, what helps the most is when I see you smile. Yeah, I love to see you smile. Yearning to be who I'll be, finding myself finally free. I'm just yearning, but now I can see that all this time you've been there for me. Yearning to be who I'll be, finding myself finally free.
Three, two, one, and let's see. Is he actually getting started like on time? Oh my goodness, not really, because it's already 6:11. But oh my goodness, yeah. Welcome in, Bob Conway. Yeah, I made this game. This game is amazing. Yeah, it's actually been like like on my playlist for a while. And this is my third week playing it actually. You made like a top tier S quality game, just so you know. So thank you for coming by and yeah, and checking me out and yeah. I made it on time. 6:11 is on time. I mean, according to Lord Glitch, it's on time too. Hello, welcome in. Cool. Well, very special stream. We're joined by the creator of things, um, which only happens on my videos. So that's exciting. I've never had like a developer come into my streams before. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, no, it's great. I will say it's taking me a lot. Hang on. First, I'm gonna turn down the music. Because also, the song is amazing. Definitely is a bop that gets in my head. But realized that it was combating my voice. Also, how is my voice sounding? Dorian, my am I good? Because I feel like there's a lot of echo in the room this week. I don't know if it's because the panels are being weird or because I'm trying to put up some like harder stuff. But yeah. Where I live it's 8, so yeah, you know. So close enough. Um oh, that's funny, Lord Glitch. That means we're gonna be like living closer to you here in the next couple of months. Um yeah, I feel like I'm super echoey today. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I feel like I'm taking like a smidge longer on this game than I need to. Mostly for the fact that I'm very indecisive and I love all of the characters. And so I want to keep all of them open to me, which I'm realizing isn't exactly possible because that's not exactly how dating is supposed to work. So, you know, your audible seems good. Okay. As long as it's not like sounding horribly echoey, that's my biggest thing is like I can hear myself reverberating off of my walls. Um, but I know that that sometimes is like a just me thing. So, because I should have my mic tuned to ignore that, but we all know how technology likes to say it's doing one thing and then do another. Before we get in, oh my goodness, I went rollerblading and fell on my face. Funny, but also, I'm sorry. That's it happens. It happens to everybody. I haven't been rollerblading in probably like upwards of 15 years, maybe. Haha, one of the biggest pieces of feedback I got early on when making this game was that dating people was hard, so I tend to. So, Dream. Um, dating was hard, so I tend to tell people that the first playthrough is just about meeting people. I'm definitely meeting people. um, I'm here. I'm here. It sounds good. I'll had to clean up after your furry children. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate you doing me those things while I'm streaming. And then after you complete it once on an easy mode, unlocks to make dating easier. What? What? An easy mode. Um, yeah, a few streams ago, it just muted the stream. Oh, I know. Um, okay. I can tell that this game has a lot of like replayability, especially because the method that I originally was kind of going was that I kind of got the vibe that that oh my god, character list. character list. I got the vibe that roommate. Roommate. You know, roommate. That Adam was gonna be like the guy that I kind of go after because that's a pretty common thing. Is like, oh, you kind of like start dating your roommate or someone that like you're kind of living with or close to or whatever. And then I'm like, oh no, he's straight. Like we can't do that. And I thought it might go like the closeted route, but I'm pretty sure he's like straight. Um, and then I saw like his player like kind of playboy friend, and I'm like, maybe we can go after him. And then I saw like the gamer nerds, and I'm like, well, that is sort of my style. And then I've never been into like GSA stuff, so it took me like a hot minute to get over there. But then I'm like, okay, like actor boy can definitely do this. Like that's something I could see. But then it's like so real because it's like, oh, I'd love to, but rehearsal, which hashtag theater life, you know. Roommate equals Adam. Yep, Adam. Place your bids now. Guess how many times I'm gonna get coffee this stream. I'm gonna say. Actually, last time you didn't get it that many times. I think you did it twice. So I'm gonna go for 3 times this round. um, two. But yeah, so it's definitely one that I want to play again because like I said, the I know it's not GSA in this. It's Q&A. Q&A. Which yeah, out here it's always been GSA, but I've heard people call it Q&A. Yeah, I did that like very later on, so I kind of want to do another playthrough where I do that earlier on and sort of see if maybe I can get maybe with like Dan at least for like maybe a kind of easier, quicker run through. Because he seems like down to clown and just like he would be a fun time. Like he seems like he'd be cool and cuddly. Granted, I could also see maybe like some fidelity issues later on down the road with him. But that's a like real life thing. um Turn up my mic a bit because the TV's not picking it up. Okay. What to do? If it's Price is Right rules, I think I have my bet on 4 times. Last stream was not even here. I fell asleep before the stream even started. Oh, well, okay, so I guess I'm meaning the last time that we played Yearning. Because yeah, last stream we did Error 143. Which by the way, oh my god, that game too. That was it was quicker than I imagined and it was not what I expected. Oh, like quality though. But anyways, all right. We have people in. We're here. We're all good. Let's actually get started. I was gonna give some work updates, but actually, I'm gonna forego those for right now, just because yeah, I saw my favorite client, and he gave me some information that makes me very mad. We're gonna do something that I enjoy, like playing this game. TV just caught up much better. Perfect. All right. Let's load up and then turn this up. Then go into streaming. Yay, and everything worked. And I didn't need to adjust anything. Yay, guys, we're getting better at this. Okay. Monday, November 20th, 2006. Trying to remember what we did last time. I think we're right off of hanging out with our gaming friends. I think we went and we did like Dance Dance Revolution and foosball. Yeah. We did that for a little bit. Right. The rest of the weekend proceeds uneventfully. Carlos pulls you and Adam to the house to play Guitar Hero on Monday. Adam actually seems to be pretty good at it. Dinner is fried chicken. Steve seems to be getting sick of chicken, and Carlos finds it hilarious. You play board games with the group on Tuesday. Nick wins Bonanza, despite Hannah refusing to trade with him. You feel like there's still some lingering resentment there from their fight. Right, that was a thing. James seemed to be busy again from shows, eating up his weekends, real life. By the way, I've found out that myself, Felix is Mad, and I, Doria Sai, are all going to be doing improv starting tomorrow. I already knew that the improv thing was going to be happening, but the fact that Dorian is now going to be doing it with us is new news and is going to make it more fun. Do your homework this time. It's good for you. But it's boring. I don't like homework. Also, I do realize I need to adjust my camera just a smidge bucket bit. Yeah, okay. You do talk with Dan a bit, though then he propositions you and you remember why you don't talk to him much. Soon, Thanksgiving is upon you. Thursday, November 23rd, 2006. You wake up late, despite having gone to bed early the night before. Apparently you've been working harder than you thought. Adam is already up, sitting at his desk, studying. You get up and unlock your computer. Good morning, Patrick. Wasn't sure if you had plans for today. It's kind of weird with Jake and Nick both gone. Let me know if you want to hang out. Maybe. There's a knock on the door and you open it. Carlos walks in. Hey, Patrick. He looks you over. Just wake up? I thought you'd been helping them set up, dude. Carlos shrugs and sits down on your bed. Set up what? I don't know, isn't there a bunch of stuff to set up for dinner? Carlos laughs. Right, I forgot, you weren't here last year for this. Most people are gone, so Chef just makes a turkey and some stuff and dumps it in the buffet. Although I'm half expecting chicken this year instead. Adam laughs. That would be disappointing, but I suppose I wouldn't be surprised. Your phone rings, making you jump. You figure it's probably your parents, and decide you don't really want to spend an hour on the phone with them at the moment. Smart and real. Wow. Cool. I'm like 10 minutes in and already drenched myself in coffee. I had forgotten that Hannah's username was American Idol themed. Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, that's right, this is 2006. It's been way too long since I've played this myself. You can learn a thing or two from Adam. He studies. Okay, Adam is going to be a doctor. We're going for coding. Which, granted, yes, does require a fair bit of studying. But I noticed that a lot of the classes that we do, like if you look up our collectibles, it's like econ. I don't think it translates very well. Besides, we're on break. We don't need to study on break. This time doesn't count as time. Are you gonna get that, Patrick? Probably his parents again, wanting to know the color of the university president's hat day. Carlos shakes his head and the phone stops ringing. You should talk to them, Patrick. Just, maybe call them later instead. I figured we'd grab some breakfast and see a movie or something before we head to the house. That sounds great. Do you mind if Hannah comes along? I guess something to do. Can I bring a friend? I mean, would he... I don't feel like he has a bad vibe with Hannah. And this might sound like I'm bringing a guy. Do you mind if Hannah comes along? There's gonna be more than enough food. Of course, that's totally fine. You quickly message Hannah. Hey, gonna spend the day with Adam and Carlos. They say you're welcome to come along. Oh, that sounds fun. Where are you headed? Breakfast first, then maybe a movie in the frat house for dinner. I guess that works. Meet you on campus? Hannah will meet us on campus. Sounds good. Let's go, Chico. You lock your computer and the three of you grab your coats and head out. It tickles me that Adam still just has like torn clothing. Because also same. Like I have clothing items that probably should have died a while ago. Typical freshman generic class schedule. But yes, it's break. See? See? You can't argue. This guy made this. He agrees. Oh well, study your homework. Find Hannah waiting for you on campus. On the way to the restaurant. Hi, Hannah. Hi, I hope you don't mind me tagging along. Of course not. The more the merrier. Ever had a pancake pizza before? That sounds interesting. What is that? Pancakes on a pizza? It's a pizza where the base is a huge pancake and you put eggs and breakfast meat on it. That sounds like something Jake would love. And that actually sounds really good. The restaurant is deserted and you're seated quickly. Carlos orders an extra large pancake pizza with sausage and bacon. I can't believe finals are coming up soon. Soon as in like a month. We're like 2.5 weeks. And you can never be too prepared. Okay, Lord Glitch. I see you tapping into Adam's brain. You started giving us information about the classes. I've started going over some of the earlier material. I'm nervous. Why would I study for finals? I've already been tested on all that material. They started giving us information about them. Don't be, just go over your notes a bit at a time to remind yourself of the material. Chico, sometimes I don't know why we're friends. You're like super nerd or something. I take that as a compliment. I've started studying already. There's just so much material to cover. All of you are crazy. I guess I should study this year, but the time for that is in 2 weeks. Sunday night before your first final? You know it. What better time? Adam shakes his head. I don't know if Patrick told you, but we're planning on going to see a movie after this, and then heading to the frat house. We have Guitar Hero now. He did say. That sounds good, I guess. Don't worry, everyone there's friendly. I mean, the frat house. I can see her apprehension. I think that's her concern, dude. Don't worry, Carlos says most people are gone and everyone's harmless anyway. Well, fine. Everyone still there is harmless. Plus, you're with us. That's true. Thanks. The pizza arrives and you start eating. This is really good. Why is this not a thing? It is a thing, and you're eating it right now. Hannah laughs. I mean elsewhere. Because this place is the best. This place does have pretty great pizza. And I guess this is just pizza. Oh my god. But breakfast. Soon the pizza's gone, and Hannah insists on getting the bill. You head out towards the theater. I'm really glad that we decided to get the bill early on, because I would keep seeing this, and I would probably just be freaking out about like, wow, I'm really freeloading off of all of my friends. Look at what's wrong on homework and learn to do it correct. And then it's good for the next time. Conspiracy theory, me and Adam are secretly related. I mean, you guys do have certain similarities, I will say. And yes, ideally with your homework, if something is wrong, you learn how to do it correctly. That has rarely been my experience. I've rarely seen something and been like, oh, I totally understand how to do this now. I can use this information in the future, especially like we're taking calculus in this. I too have taken calculus. You want to know how much calculus I know? 0. I got a C in that class. You want to know how much of it I retained? 0. I don't do imaginary numbers. It does not compute. Is the Yahoo email address on your channels about accurate? I think so. I shouldn't have changed it, but let me check. I have retained no calculus either. It's honestly... yeah, I had a great professor. I really did. He was like top tier, loved learning from him. Wow, I'm an idiot. I totally wasn't even looking at the correct place. Loved learning under him, but oh my goodness. Granted, I also learned it in high school, and I was in theater in high school, on top of having a job and like kind of looking at college. I was accepted into a performance conservatory, and so I was more so focusing on like things that could help boost the fact that I was like doing modeling and that I was like trying to get my name out there more and yada yada. So by the time I would get to calculus at like 7 in the morning, because that's definitely when teenagers should be in school, I would sleep through like half the class. So I will say some of it was on me. And yes, that email is correct. Hey, Matt! Hello, we started talking about you a little bit. Or much else from my college experience. So with my college experience, I have a film degree that I kind of use. I have a massage therapy certification and license that I use. I have half of an English degree that I mostly use to correct people because I'm a dick. And I have like half of I always get this wrong. Social work as applies to minors degree, which I will eventually. But you know, school be expensive. I'm gonna close my eyes for a second. And at this point, it's a normal thing. Good night if I fall asleep. Good night if you fall asleep. If not, then whatever. I know in like an hour I'll probably start screeching. So, I may see you in like an hour. My husband used to make me do integrals when I was drinking. So he could tell when to cut me off. And that's the only use I ever had for it. That's actually a pretty good use for it, actually. I was playing a hella freaky game. I hope you were saying nice things. I was saying that we were doing improv tomorrow with Idorio's act. So, I think that's not bad. That. School really do be expensive. I've always wanted to be like a perpetual student. But I've learned that I can learn through life. I don't have to be sitting in a classroom. Which has aided me, because I've definitely done more in life than I would have if I decided to just continue going to school. But also there are days that I'm like, wow, life was so easy when I just had to go sit somewhere for 8 hours a day, and then like 3 times a year I would be quizzed on it. That really was a slightly easier life. What were you playing, Matt? Or is it like secret hush hush because it's going to be a channel thing? Soon the pizza's gone. Hannah insists on getting the bill. You head towards the theatre. Thank you for breakfast, Hannah. No problem. Thank you for letting me tag along today. It's strangely lonely with so many people. At least you don't have to stay here over winter break. Do you have to stay here? No, I go home. But some people stay. I think it'd be miserable. I wish it would snow again. Seriously, I don't know why we're friends. Oh, come on. You know it's grown on you. I like being warm, thank you. With snowmen and snowball fights. And not freezing your butt and hands and feet and ears off. You reach the theater and look at the list of movies. Let's see Casino Royale again. How about not? Happy Feet! That works. Adam. Happy Feet. Isn't that the one with the penguins? Dancing penguins? Unless the penguins are exploding, I'm not sure adjectives make that any better. I think that would be a horrible movie. Exploding penguin. I could see an exploding penguin. Yeah, I miss the structure of college and knowing that if you're doing something you don't like, it'll be over in at most 4 months. It's gonna be a channel thing. Alright, heard. Yeah, that was kind of a nice thing too, is that if you don't like something, you have like an end in sight, as opposed to like, if you have, say, a job that you now have confirmation is intentionally trying to keep you there longer without paying you. And there's no real end in sight. Yeah. Makes you miss some of the structure of college. Oh yeah, Matt, if you haven't read your text messages, I gotta talk to you when I'm off. Anyways. Oh, come on, dude, it'll be cute. Actually, I'd kind of like to see Casino Royale. Happy Feet sounds fun. Well, I was just dogging Happy Feet, so let's see Casino Royale. Aha! Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing that either, if you don't mind seeing it again. 3-1, Chico! It was good, but not that good. But fine, let's see it again. You buy your tickets and head to the theater, grabbing seats in the middle. The place is deserted. Yeah, best time to come see a movie. Agreed. I love when I get theaters to myself. Oh no! Yeah. I work as a massage therapist. And the law in Colorado, at least, is that as an employee, I should be getting paid hourly. My work doesn't do that. My work pays me for every body that I touch. Yeah. And I found out today that through a client that they're lying to my clients about when I'm available. So that's fun. I love Happy Feet. It's the only movie I have. Oh my. I have the ADHD. I have the AD had to sit down with and actually pay attention. My spelling is bad. I know, this is why you should study. I got the gist of what you were saying. Also, sorry, my eyes are always gross. They're never not gross, especially after I spend all day in a dark room. I feel like that incentivizes the wrong behavior from everyone's end. Thank you. Thank you. No, I very intentionally today sat at work all day not getting paid while our store owner, my manager, and my assistant manager were there to prove to them that it does not actually behoove me to show up when I'm not booked. Because I've been leaving for the last couple of months anytime that I'm not booked. And they kind of act like they have a problem with me doing that, in spite of the fact they're not paying me to be there. So, yeah, today was a very educational day, at bare minimum. Anyone want anything? Nachos for Carlos, popcorn for me. I'll come with you. I want to see what candy selection they have. Ooh, okay. I'll steal some popcorn if you don't mind. I'll steal some nachos if you don't mind. Nothing for me, thanks. I mean, I don't actually like nachos, but I kind of want to put the moves on Carlos. But also, part of the thing about when you like someone is you want to... This is something I learned from Charmed, you know, back in the late 2000s. Was find someone who whose favorite flavor of cereal is different than you. That way you never run out, and it never bothers you when they take it. So, same thing applies to snacks. Large popcorn and nachos, though. Back in a bit. Adam and Hannah head to the concession stand. This is nice, Patrick. It's nice to spend time with you. And Chico. You sit and watch the ads with Carlos. Soon, Adam and Hannah return with food. Nachos, popcorn. Patrick, I'm gonna sit by you so we can share more easily. Hannah moves over a seat and Adam slips in between the two of you. Milk duds! Yes, do you want some? No! He doesn't. He doesn't like caramel. What a coincidence! I hate caramel! Alright, I see this going off over here. Aghast face. I sit in the dark and watch YouTube for a living. I know, Lord Glitch. I know. That's the living I want. No, actually. I am happy, helping people. I do enjoy that my job allows me the ability to, help people with mobility and function and just relax and just I legitimately have clients that I am probably their only adult conversation. For extended periods of time. I like being able to do that for people. I would just like to get paid for it, That seems like good advice. Oh yeah, the charm thing. I was like, wait, what advice did I give? I know I'm a wellspring of knowledge, but, Yeah, massage therapy seems super important. I have so many problems with my industry right now, for so many reasons. It is. It's very important. It's something that I believe everyone should have. It's not a luxury. It honestly is like going to the dentist. It's something that you have to do, except most people actually enjoy it. If you truly loved your job, you'd do it for free. Exactly. I feel like that is so much the mentality, is that people in my profession, you kind of have to do it because you like it. It's sort of like being a teacher. It doesn't pay well. Granted, it pays well enough. It pays well enough that I clearly choose this over sacking groceries. But at the same time, the longer I've been in the profession, my paychecks haven't changed. So that's not great. The cost of living has changed, my paychecks have not. But yeah, I feel like we're slowly moving back to the place where it's oh, massage is such a luxury. Because I know everywhere that I've been, the cost of our memberships and our spa services and blah 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 have gone through the roof. When I started, you could get into a place for $35-$40, and I'm working for the same company, $130, $120, somewhere in that range, for the exact same service they were giving 10 years ago. Nothing changed, just the price. Added $90 to $100. And therapist pay hasn't gone up. And I get that the cost of some of our utensils have gone up, but yeah, so. I have issues. I have issues with my job. Back to my resting. Prices have gone up, but your pay hasn't. Yeah, sounds about right. Exactly. it's a mystery, especially because like the place that I'm working for right now, this has just gotten derailed into like a small bitch session for me. But like the place that I'm working specifically, like they got bought out. So our like store owner like received a huge paycheck to rebrand her store. And yet prices are consistently going up to the point that we're like out of range for what is considered reasonable. And then also the fact that we're being illegally paid is bothersome, especially considering the fact that if they're going to pay us like independent contractors, then make our pay bracket the same as an independent contractor. Because yeah, I'm getting paid like in the 20s range. And if I was working somewhere as an independent contractor, I'd be getting paid somewhere in the 40 to 50s range. So yeah, but we're moving soon, so I can't even try and find a new job because I wouldn't have enough time to build a clientele. So, you know, that's great. Anyways, we're at a movie right now. He doesn't like caramel. Then why? They're the traditional theater candy. I'm pretty sure there's no such thing. There's too many candy choices for there to be a traditional. The lights dim and the previews start, followed by the movie. It's actually a really good movie. Even Adam seems to be enjoying seeing it again. I will say, like, I enjoy watching movies again. Dorian, on the other hand, can't stand watching things a second time. So, your hand brushes Adam's in the popcorn bucket a few times. You're not sure why you're fixating on it so much. I really need to get laid. Soon the movie ends. Okay, fine. That was worth seeing again. That was actually really good. I didn't like the last one, but I heard this one was better. I bet you think the new Bond is cute too. He kind of is, yes. The four of you head towards the frat house. The house is a lot emptier than usual. A few people are in the common room playing Guitar Hero. Hey guys! Hey, it's Steve. This is Hannah. Hannah, Steve. Pretty sure I met you, Hannah. You guys can jump in next. I'm just watching. Fingers can't keep up? Nah, it's different enough from a real guitar that I worry it's gonna ruin me playing. I suppose that's fair. I'm not sure that's actually a thing. Well, I'd also rather just play a real guitar, but it's fun to watch anyway. You spend the rest of the afternoon playing Guitar Hero. Hannah seems to relax and actually does pretty well at the game. You wonder how well Jake would do given his skill at DDR. Okay, if he could do Guitar Hero and DDR, like top tier like musical rhythmic gaming skill. Soon dinner is ready and you file into the dining room. That smells delicious. Hey, there's actually turkey. And also chicken. I'm not surprised. Steve seems to turn green at the sight of the chicken. Canned cranberry jello stuff! Cranberry sauce. I don't know why you'd prefer that to the real thing. You all grab a plate of food and find an empty table. This is really good. Carlos laughs. Yeah, it's not campus food, certainly. Good to see you again, Adam. Yeah, sorry I haven't been around much. Been busy. We have some pledges looking for a new big now that Elliot's gone. I've been handling most of them, but I can't keep doing it. Carlos would be a good big. Steve shrugs. You're a sophomore, though. I don't think I have the time to dedicate to pledges. Or the interest, apparently. Ow! Dang! Maybe amusing side story. I forgot Carlos not liking caramel was a thing until just now, so now I'm considering whether I want to go and fix a line in AAGS, where he's buying a Snickers. Wait, AAGS? Is there a sequel to this that I'm unaware of? I'm just gonna say Carlos's candy tastes have changed in years between now and then. Wait. Is there a sequel to this game that I need to play? Just saying, man, you've been ditching us. I wasn't aware there was a requirement to hang out here. There isn't, but after the whole thing with Robert, we need our guys to stick together. Dude, Adam's been busy. He actually studies, unlike the rest of us. Sure, whatever. You're showing up for our party next week, right? Will try to find the time. Of course you will. Excuse me. Steve moves to a different table and Adam stares at the spot where he was sitting. That was weird. Well, he's not wrong. Dude, I don't want to participate in the parties here. I don't drink and it's disgusting afterwards. And there's too many women throwing themselves at you, which I guess is normally a good thing. In general, I mean. I'm not dedicating the time I should to this group of people. This is totally not my place, but you do seem a little out of place here. Chico, if you're not happy here, you can quit. Yeah, but I do enjoy spending time with the guys here. Just not as much as I guess I should be spending. Carlos shrugs. There are 2 sequels. Yags, Zags, and Ags. And you go, oh, well, thank you. Huh. Hang on. Another derailment. Excuse me, my throat. Alright, I got it. What do the D and the A stand for? Because if I look up Zags and Ags, I get actual sports teams. I think as long as you keep paying dues, they can't really kick you out because you're not around enough or something. I suppose. Basketball will start up again next semester, probably. And you can come around some more then. Probably. Well, you don't have... Well, we don't have to decide anything now anyway. Steve was just being an ass. I think the dessert just came out. Looks like pie? Oh, I hope they have pecan pie. I'll pass on the pie made of pure sugar, thank you. Corn syrup, Chico. Even worse. Do you know how your body handles that stuff? Don't know? Don't care to. It's delicious. You grab some pumpkin pie that turns out to be sweet potato. Oh. Oh. I just imagine that that's a jarring flavor palette. From expectation to reality. While Adam and Hannah slice off the apple pie. This pie is so delicious. I wonder if I should join a sorority just for the food. Carlos laughs. That's definitely one of the perks of this place. No longer having to eat campus food. There are restaurant options around. Yeah, but I'm not gonna have pizza or that fancy French place for every meal. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't mind having pizza for every meal. Well, true. But variety is nice too. Soon you finished eating. Well, I should probably go, but it was really nice spending the day with all of you. Likewise. Glad you were able to come along. And sorry about the awkward dinner. No worries. Would one of you be able to walk me back toward my room? I should head out anyway. See you tomorrow, dude? I'll be there bright and early. Please don't. Bye, Patrick. You head back across campus towards Hannonville. The food really was delicious. I'm not sure I'd have the time to dedicate to a sorority, though. Yeah, apparently I don't either. Good to not lose sight of why you're here. Well, my parents always tell me that college isn't just about academics. It's also about the people. It's 90% about the people. Like, the information you get in college, definitely be beneficial. As far as, like, workforce stuff, you'll learn most of what you need on the job, not in college. Just my opinion. Yearning, a gay story. Zen, a gay sequel. Afterward, a gay series. Woo! Alright. Now I can see this. And it's the first thing that pops up. Maybe if my computer decides to work. Planner-focused, stat-based dating set in college. Ooh! Bestow my beating heart. Okay. The planner-focused bit. I love lists. I love knowing, like, a schedule. I love being able to, like, put down when I'm doing things. That makes my heart so happy. I have to play that. And then, okay, I need to check out Afterward. Whoop. I can type, I swear. Afterwards is a fictional contemporary slice-of-life series. Stories set in the Yags universe. Hello. My contacts betrayed me. Following a gay man's journey of coming out, accepting himself, and finding love. No prior knowledge of Yags is necessary to enjoy the series, although it does contain spoilers for works in the Yags series of games and writing. My heart and my life. Oh, and the graphics! Oh, okay. What else is over Adam? Seems to be looking at him. Okay, and it takes place 3 years later. I'm so excited. Okay. Well, now that my heart is happy. Preach! Everything I use day to day, I learned on the job. Exactly. I can't tell you, like, just even being a massage therapist. Like, there's so much I learned in school that I do not use. Mostly because, like, our field doesn't really allow it. Like, I was fully trained in shiatsu massage. You wanna know how many shiatsu massages I've given? 0. Mostly because America is proof. And shiatsu, like, is a very, I'm gonna say intimate massage. Not in the way that a lot of people think, like, oh, massage. But in the fact that, like, I have, like, my feet on your back while I'm also touching your arms. Like, it's a very unique style. Learned it. I've never applied it to my actual day-to-day job. Of course, I think they'd also kill me if I brought home anything other than straight A's, so who knows. Adam laughs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my parents would be seriously disappointed too. I guess they just know what we're capable of and trust us to do our best. I'm glad I know you, Patrick. And you too, Adam. Thanks for walking me home. We should play some games this weekend, Patrick. She heads into her building, and you and Adam walk back towards your room. That was nice. I'm glad you brought her along. I should, Never mind. You should what? You walk the rest of the way in silence, but you can tell he's still bothered by Steve's comments. Found a collectible poker chip. A red poker chip made of plastic. You reach your room, and Adam returns to his desk to study. You unlock your computer. Happy Thanksgiving, Patrick! Do anything fun today? Did I tell you no shows this weekend? It's frustrating, actually, since we just had our first shows. Everyone's itching to go again, and now we have to wait a week. Oh, Tom's calling me. PRV. Back, but I guess you're still not. Here's Cat Lady 2588 has signed off. That's unfortunate. Spend a bit of time getting a head start on homework. Phone rings again, and you feel like you probably shouldn't avoid your parents again. Adam laughs and puts on headphones as you answer. Patrick, we missed you this morning. I was so worried. Honey, let's talk to him a few days ago. But it's his first Thanksgiving on his own. Did you get to eat? I was going to mail you a turkey. Had it boxed up and everything. But then I decided for you. We decided that you could probably just get one there if you needed, but I wasn't sure if you'd be able to cook it anyway. I should send you a deep fryer, but those things are dangerous, and I don't want you lighting yourself on fire. You should get an apartment with an oven. Those dorm ovens are dangerous. Practically see your dad shaking his head over the phone. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving, Patrick? Spend it with some special guy. I want grandchildren. Laying it on thick, Mom. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, honey. I don't know. I think kids are on the horizon. New person, but I don't. Well, they could always adopt, right? Holidays are a great time to meet the people you care about. Spend it with some friends, saw a movie, and had food at the frat house. It was nice, spend it with friends. Vague, but gives enough detail that they might not ask. Oh, I'm glad you're eating properly. You talk with them for a while before your dad pulls your mom off the phone to let you do homework. You look at the clock, surprised. I cannot speak today. You look at the clock, surprised at how late it is, and you decide it's time for bed instead. You find you're unexpectedly tired from the day and fall asleep quickly. You had like a busy and actually good Thanksgiving, which in my experience is not the case. I've only recently started enjoying Thanksgiving, and it's because I am not near my family and have done Friendsgivings the last couple of years. Wow. I forgot how much I loved writing Chris's mom. Sorry, player character's mom. Okay. So, good to know. Chris is the generic referred to name. Yeah, every time that I hear her, or I guess I'm the one making the voice, but every time that I see her writing, brain. Oh yeah, no, I totally get that overbearing helicopter, my child just moved out of the house. I need to make sure that they're okay, yada yada, sort of like my to-be mother-in-law. Oh! Okay, bye. Bye, headphone. We're here for the professional streaming, aren't we? It's very fun to play. Less fun to actually have in real. Not that I would know. My mom was a ceiling fan parent. Until it, benefited her to not be. But that's not why we're here. Back. Friendsgiving can blah, 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 blah. Friendsgivings can be nice. Good luck with that, but it comes from a place of love. Yeah, I know. I know it does. I've talked with a lot of people that are like, oh, well, you have to be patient and know what's going on. And I put myself in my in-laws' shoes. And I do love them. They're great people. There are just certain times where I'm like, all right, adults, not kids, adults. Friday, November 24th, 2006. Spend the rest of the long weekend hanging out with Adam, Carlos, and Hannah. Hannah and Adam seem to get along really well. Oh no, did I accidentally... Okay. Am I gonna accidentally cause problems? It makes you wonder why you never thought of really introducing them before. You also get a head start in your workload for the next week and study for finals. Adam seems to avoid the frat house, which doesn't surprise you. Carlos mostly hangs with you and Adam over the weekend, saying the house is lonely with so many people gone. He also tells you he's emailed Elliot about his condition, but hasn't heard back. He says he finds the silence frustrating. Adam tells you afterward that Elliot's still talking to him. Two of you. Oh, and the two of you wonder what's happening between the two of them. Yikes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to move in on Carlos. I'm sort of like gunning for him now. But I know that he has a thing with Elliot, so I'm not trying to be like too overbearing about it. And like, this tells me that there's an opening. But also, I shouldn't be actively rooting for people to like be in a bad place. You managed to talk to Janet a few times over the weekend, but she's mostly busy with her show. She tells you she's really enjoying it despite the hectic schedule, but that she'll also be glad when it's Jake, Dan, Nick, Nate return at different times on Sunday. You meet up with Jake, Nick, Hannah, and Nate for board games after dinner, and Jake insists on Power Grid. Nate seems to make an effort for Jake, but ends up losing by a lot, and seems pretty frustrated by it. The rest of the week flies by, and everyone seems to start preparing for finals. You don't manage to see much of anyone. Even Adam seems to spend most of his free time in the library studying. Friday, December 1st. Why are we on the topic of Thanksgiving? But because because you just missed us celebrating Thanksgiving in the game. Which was very like low-key. It was honestly more of like a Friendsgiving at the frat house type thing. I just realized we were problematic in the game. We were the people that went and like watched a movie on Thanksgiving. And I hate being the type of person that goes and does things on like big holidays that most people enjoy. Like I said, I'm not a Thanksgiving person, so if they ask me to work on Thanksgiving, I'd be like, yeah, heck yeah, are you kidding me? It'll be so, I mean, if I was working at like a movie, I'd be like, yeah, it's so slow. Piece of cake, no problem. But I know that's not the case for everybody, so I try not to do stuff like that. It's Thanksgiving in-game at the moment. Well, now we're all the way up to December 1st, so Thanksgiving is far in the rearview mirror. We've been focusing on Christmas for at least 4 days now in this world. You walk out of class on Friday, feeling both relieved that classes are over, but filled with dread at the prospect of finals the next week. Carlos and Adam are waiting outside the building for you. Patrick! Carlos convinced me that we should see a movie tonight instead of studying. You're welcome to join us. No, we're forcing you to join us, Patrick. Come on. Adam sighs and shakes his head. Dude. 3 of you head to the yard. Looks like they're a little busy tonight. Patrick. Oh, hello. Patrick. We want to see a movie tonight. Almost 2, you should join us. The 5 of us get a table. Pineapple jalapeno pizza. Alright. Bob, I gotta ask. Why? Why pineapple jalapeno pizza? Is that a preferred of yours? Was that just something that came to your brain? I gotta say, it doesn't sound like a good flavor combination. the sour and sour spiciness, heatedness. Oh no, I hadn't even considered that. Poor theater employees. I mean, it's real life. And honestly, I wouldn't expect college kids to exactly think about that. To think about they might be robbing a holiday from people. But we'll just pretend that all of the people that were working in the theater were like me and didn't celebrate it for religious reasons, I guess. My husband agrees with you, though. Because pineapple jalapeno is objectively the best pizza. But your husband and I are on the same page that no. No. Granted, take what I say with a grain of salt on that because I don't enjoy pizza. Um, uh, can't say I've ever considered that combination before. It's only the best thing ever. Liz G giggles. First, give me fiery shit. Classy. Dan laughs. That's right, I forgot. She did a drive-by, like... Last time she did a drive-by, like, male gazing. Don't lie, girls don't poop. Well, at least two of them do. When there's a couple... Because it's 2006, that's right, that was a thing. We can order 2 different pizzas. I think Patrick would appreciate something different anyway. You're damn right I would. Maybe sausage and mushrooms. I've talked about mushrooms so much today. Just as a side note, I've talked about mushrooms way too much today. I'd do that. Adam orders the pizzas and some salad for the table. Salad. It's healthy. For rabbits. Do it yourself. So how goes finals prep? It doesn't. Dude. Yeah, I'll study, Chico. This weekend sometime. I only have one, but I have lots of projects to do instead. I think I'm ready for mine. They're all later in the week at least. Chico here has been doing nothing but studying lately. That's not true. And sleeping. And eating. I had to force him to take a break this evening. Well, there's a lot to go over, dude. Yeah, because you totally don't already know it all. Well, I want to be sure that I do. The irony is that Adam's gonna fail everything, because there is such a thing as being too over-prepared. I usually just compromise and get sausage and mushroom when we order pizza together, but sometimes I get my own pizza. One of my beta testers called Liz G Female Dan. I could see it. She's very, like... Actually, both of them. They're both very aggressive. Like, in a fun, congenial way, mostly, but they're both very aggressive. You're like Liz. She's been studying a lot recently, too. I figure D is for diploma, right? Yeah, I think my parents would kill me if I came home with a D. But projects are less stressful than exams, though. Agreed. The food soon arrives. The pizza, as always, is delicious. Can I, ask you a question, Dan? What's up? Are you and Liz dating? Ew! Dan laughs. Definitely not. Okay, are you gay? Are you serious? Are you gonna ask him out in front of me? Mm. Oh, wait. He knows Elliot. Oh my. Oh dear. Yeah, this, my screen cannot display that image, so we go to the quality control screen. I'm assuming that's Josh Bet 8. Yax is the best. Agreed. And I just learned that there's 2 sequels that I desperately need to play. Right in front of my salad. Not in front of my salad. God. Okay, are you gay? Adam chokes on his pizza and Carlos hits him on the back while Dan laughs. You know, a lot of people would consider that a rude question. Not anymore, apparently. Oh my goodness. Today at work, you know, more things. No, today at work, someone had pointed out, like, oh yeah, we always need like a sassy gay guy that works here. The last gay guy that works here, started talking about how like he had a boyfriend who also had a boyfriend. So like they weren't polyamorous, but his boyfriend had 2 boyfriends or whatever. I don't remember how it got brought up, but she was like, I'm glad that you're like a normal guy, because I know we said something about couples, and I was like, so I said something to the effect of like, oh yeah, no, I have a boyfriend, or like I have a man, and she was like, how many? I was like, just the one, and she launched into that and was like, I'm glad you're normal that you only have one. I'm like, I don't know if I should be offended by anything that you just said. And it kind of makes up for it because she's a lesbian that said it, but it was just very weird. What the bablooey? I was about to type that. Yeah, Josh Bet. Okay, Josh Bet works. Oh no, oof. I'm glad you're normal is the most backhanded compliment ever. Right? Like, I get caught with that because I'm like, well, I don't want to imply that people that indulge in polyamory in any form are like not normal. But also, in the famous words of Aggie Cromwell, being normal is vastly overrated. So, it was just a very interesting day. And then I also had a client who was telling me indirectly about their side pieces, which I also mostly had couples appointments today, so that's something to also ponder. Coupling has been a big thing today. Coupling and mushrooms have been an excessively large part of my life today. I don't know where I went. You're pretty great for a homo. Yeah, you know, that was pretty much the statement. But it came from a lesbian, so I was like, this is far less offensive than if, like, the Christian girl at our work had said it. Different relationships, different people. Exactly. Everybody has different things that work. I literally, like, was scrolling on Instagram the other day, and one of my friends from, like, 10 years ago, I haven't heard from her in many years, and the picture that I saw was one of the great parts about polyamory, cuddle puddles, and it was a picture of her and the person that I know is her boyfriend, and another girl, and another dude, and I think another girl? And I was like, oh, are y'all dating? I didn't actually ask because, like Dan was saying, I feel like that's rude. But I don't know. Because I don't want to incorrectly assume things about people. Yeah, no. Anyway. Sorry, I just... No, it's fine. I'm not a lot of people. I just do a lot of fun people. In the butt. Where those people are men. Liz G giggles and Adam drinks some water, shaking his head. Why do you ask? Patrick and I have been talking about things, but I was kind of, I don't know. Carlos, do you want to go to Q&A? I knew it. You're totally a... You know. Daniel, language. That's rude. Sorry. Nate and I just, you're totally gay, though. Carlos coughs and looks like he wants to disappear. Hey, I am too. Most of the people at this table are. But, sorry, you're gay and want to meet more gay people and generally find yourself, right? Carlos shifts uncomfortably. Something like that. Dan, I'm channeling Liz today, but you're making him really uncomfortable. Sorry. I totally know that feeling. You should come to Q&A sometime. Patrick mentioned that before. What is it? It stands for Queers and Allies. Although in practice, it's pretty much all queers and no allies. Yeah. I went to GSA like very minimal. But yeah, it was like pretty much the few gay people and that was it, pretty much. Because you're actually a polite person. I try to be. This G giggles. Everyone there is friendly. If anyone gives you shit, my girlfriend will shut them down. I think it's a nice way to meet people. Maybe. We meet every Saturday morning around 9. Although I think tomorrow's is the last scheduled one for me. You should come by. 3rd floor on the student side. You soon finish eating and split up the bill, heading to the movie theater together. So, what do we feel like tonight? Dude, there's a new Van Wilder movie. Of course there is. Was that freshman year? Was 2006 when freshman year came out? I found GSA too intimidating, but I'm glad it exists. Same. I think that it's like a really important thing to have. In practice, I was underwhelmed by it. And I don't know, maybe it's the place that I lived. I don't know what about it, what it was for me. I feel like it's because part of it was like I didn't want to go somewhere where I felt like it was just like a buffet. But I also I don't know. I've always been like of the opinion that I'm like, I want being gay to be like the 40 or 50th most interesting thing about me. I don't want it to be like my personality. Which in high school, like, you know, being mean and gay is definitely like a personality type. But yeah, so I eventually just stopped going. And I also felt like if you weren't a person that was there, like, trying to treat it as speed dating, then you were like hella into like gay politics, and which are human rights politics, which are politics. Yeah, so I wasn't there in my life, and now I feel like I'm at such a like a vastly different point that I still wouldn't like it, because I would agree with a lot of what's said, and at the same time I would not be as into wanting to like make a show of anything, if that makes sense. I have very interesting thoughts about just like gaiety. Wow, hello, thank you, Restream. There we go. Yeah, I never made it to my university's GSA, but it is 1000% a thing that needs to exist. All of the movies are actually based on their IRL release dates. Ah, I knew it. 2006 is The Rise of Taj. Oh yeah! I forgot about that. I think the only reason that like Jan Wilder freshman year always sticks with me is just that opening scene of like the graduation. And when I first watched it, I was like, oh my god, that'd be so awesome! Because, you know, teenager. For me, it was the main character's whoa, hello, let's go down. It was the main character's reaction in Yags. I'm not sure if you ran into where he wants to go, but then chickens out last minute because it was scary. Okay, yeah, no, I did get to that part. Yeah, I was very much like, when I saw that Q&A was a thing, right off the bat, I was like, oh, we're never going to that. Because I wasn't interested in real life, and if I'm gonna play this as me, I would not go. And so far, I've kind of kept it to my real life, where like I've gone to maybe 2. And one was an initial like, I just came out, what do I do now? Heroes come out, like, what's up? What's the dealio? Who wants to talk? Tell me the things. And then I saw James and was like, oh, James. And then I went again because it was James' birthday. And so I was like, okay, sure. And then got roped into doing the like bake sale thing. But yeah, so I've only gone like twice. Like I said, I do want to do another run where I like hard hit the Q&A thing. When I hear Q&A, it makes me question what's an answer. Which is half of like why I initially went to GSA. Also, like I know I can see it in the camera, but like this shirt has speckles on it, and it's supposed to be that way. But when I like raise my arms a little bit and I see like the speckles along my sleeves, it makes me think that I have like horrible dandruff and that it's like on camera, so I like freak out in my brain while I'm talking. And then later it was definitely some of I'm more than my sexuality, so isn't it weird to go to this place, to this organization for people based on their sexuality? Yes, okay, so I didn't quite get to that bit in the game. But that was very much like, yeah, like I was saying, how I feel about it in general is that I'm like, I feel like being gay is not a big deal, or it shouldn't be. I know that, you know, politically, especially in like America, well, in a lot of countries, but in America, it is a hot topic debated politically, and it shouldn't be. I honestly don't care about it. Like, I love games like this where it shows like the different kinds of people that are in the community, and that, you know, where it shows a different story. I don't have to be like pursuing Liz. That's nice. So while I enjoy stuff like this, I feel like there's so much in the community that I'm just like, I wish this wasn't a thing. I don't want to like hide behind anything, but I don't feel like I need to focus so heavily on it. It's nice when I can have like a thing to focus and promote and, you know, do whatever. But I felt like GSA was a little extra about it. I don't know. Queer spaces are super important. They aren't created equal, but I'm glad they are. Facts. Yeah, I wanted Q&A to be totally optional in Yags, but then branching got too complicated, so I had to force it. That's fair. I did have a friend who worked for like a gaming studio out here, and she showed me like Voices Matter branching out. Oh my god. It's another ball game. It really is. And Josh, yeah, I totally agree about like queer spaces are important. Which I do enjoy. And I don't know why like it like ooped me out so much more with things like GSAs. Because I definitely have gone to like gay bars where I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this is definitely nice. It's a nice place that I can, if I want to, I can treat it like a buffet. Or it's just a nice place where I can go and have like a conversation with people and know that I can feel inclusive and not be on my guard, even if what we're talking about has nothing to do with our sexuality or about the community or anything like that. Because I've rarely gone into like gay bars and started talking like politics or anything like that. But it's nice to know that I'm around people that also don't care. And in order to find those places, you have to put it on display. Which seems really weird. Maybe that's my bigger issue with everything. Holy McMoly. Yags has around 200 variables. Zags is almost 500. Yeah, okay, so I was looking. It's real quick. I get paranoid when I go to menus. I was looking at all the collectibles, and bro, 333 collectibles. And the fact that like, fuck, I got calculus page 2 tells me I missed calculus page 1. Whatever the option was for that, it's gone. Campus map pieces 2, 3, and 4. Lost campus map 1. That option, gone. So seeing some of these, Carlos's swim trunks. Yeah, that tells me I've econ notes. 3, 4, 7. Where did 5 and 6 go? And 1 and 2. Yeah, I can tell this has a lot of replayability to it. Oh. Alright, how do I return to the game? Return. Here we go. 2 people have gotten them all, and someone wrote a guide on Steam to 100% completion, which is like ridiculous dedication. Alright, you want to play this game? Alright, you're gonna make that 3 people. You get all of them. That's a new... I will be the 3rd. I will not be the 1st. I will definitely not write a guide. Sorry. Not the type of dedication I have to anything in life. The only time I've written guides to anything was business proposals to people that they don't listen to. So I've learned to stop writing guides to things. Good gravy. But no, you'd be surprised how motivated I am. Why do I keep cutting off my own head? It's because I keep moving forward and moving back and my posture is like weird. No, you'd be surprised how motivated I am purely off of like fake cyber collectibles that don't mean anything, but mean a lot to me. So, that's, what number am I at? My collectible. I didn't realize this was something you could toggle on and off. That was something to see. Alright, 74? 74. Alright, I have goals now. How about... What did I just miss? Dude, there's a new Van Wilder movie. How about... No. Actually, that sounds like it could be good. I guess there's not really anything else that looks better. I don't particularly want to see Casino Royale again. The 5 of you buy tickets and walk in the... It's remarkably busy. Busy in here today. Not sure we'll find 5 seats together. Ooh. Well, there's some in the front, but I don't think any of us want to sit up there. I think I see a group of 3 in the middle. I can sit with Adam and Carlos. I can sit with Dan. Well, we were going to the movie with Adam and Carlos, and just sort of ran into them. So, that works. See you afterward, Patrick. You grabbed the set of 3 seats with Adam and Carlos. Nachos? Popcorn? Let's go for nachos this time. Wouldn't actually eat them, but, you know. Nachos. Be back in a bit. He leaves to get the food. This will be great. The first movie was so good. Van Wilder is such a great character. Sequels have a tendency to be less good than the original. I hope so too. The original was a pretty great movie. Let's be optimistic. He laughs. That's an understatement. Adam returns with food shortly afterward. The lights dim and the previews start. The movie itself ends up being rather terrible. Oh no! I don't remember that movie being bad. Granted, it's probably been over 10 years since I watched it. You keep glancing over at Carlos, who looks utterly dejected. Oh. After a totally predictable and cliche ending, the credits roll and the lights turn back on. Carlos shakes his head. Oh no! Dude, that was a mess. What was that mess? Sequels are never as good as the original, dude. What about Toy Story? Pretty sure that's the exception to the rule. That, and apparently The Godfather 2. I will say though, Toy Story 2, solid sequel. Solid. Loved it. The three of you head out and meet Dan and Liz outside the theater. You found toga outfit, a white sheet intended to be worn as a facsimile toga. I will say, like 5 years ago, maybe. I was going to this party at this club, and I didn't really have a costume, so I was gonna just wear a toga. Because I was like, it's fine. Um, it shouldn't be that much of an issue, and I like had it tied like pretty snug and whatever. And last minute, I decided to change to something a little bit more generic, I guess. I mean, not that a toga isn't generic, but I think something that was just like an all black outfit. And I was like, it's fine. I think I had like devil. And I was so happy because we stepped outside. It was freezing. If I had stepped outside in like New Mexico, late October night air in just a sheet, I would have kicked myself. Toy Story 2 was so good. Like I said, solid sequel. It is literally part of my only hope in ever seeing good sequels. That was so terrible. Tell me about it. I'm so happy right now. We like watching terrible sequels to see how badly they manage to screw up films and franchises. Okay, that's pretty fair and kind of funny. Carlos shakes his head and wanders off. I'm gonna go. It's nice spending the evening with you. You bid Dan and Liz goodnight and follow Adam. Oh well, I don't know why I'm so bent out of shape. It's just a movie. It's been a stressful semester, dude, especially for you. Carlos sighs and runs his hand through his hair. Yeah, it has. I guess I don't know. Still, you had a nice evening, right? Yeah, I guess. He sighs. Sorry, I kind of want to go to bed. Want us to walk back with you, dude? No, that's fine. Go study or whatever. Sure, dude. I'm sure. Thanks, Chico. Good night. Carlos heads back towards the house and Adam shakes his head. I worry about him some. I'm glad he has people he can talk to at least. I mean, he talks to me, obviously, but I mean about things that I don't have any particular insight into. You're glad that he has gay friends. He sighs. Thanks, Patrick, for being there for him, too. In your own way. Probably not really fair to you, but I'm glad you two are friends. The two of you head back to your room. You spend the rest of the night studying for finals alongside Adam. Saturday, December 2nd. You wake up early on Saturday to a knock at the door. Adam groans and pulls his pillow over his head. You open the door and find Carlos. Surprise, surprise. Hey, Patrick. Carlos, it's too early for breakfast. Or running. Actually, I was, curious about Q&A and wanted to see if you'd go with me, Patrick. That's a good idea, actually. Patrick had to drag me along when he wanted to go the first time. You've been to Q&A, Chico? As moral support. But yeah. Adam is awkward, but it comes from a place of love. Adam is very real. Because on both ends, I've had friends that, I don't know, have danced around, gaiety when it comes up because they don't want to be offensive or rude or whatever. And then on the opposite end of that, I've had, straight friends that are like, what's that like? Or just been, so overly down with it that it's awkward. I actually remember specifically, I had someone in high school. I don't remember what it was, but I remember we were in the locker room after gym, and someone had said something to me. I think asking if something was weird because I was gay. And he meant it from, a congenial place. He was legitimately asking me, about a feeling I was having, or if I was having a feeling at all, or something like that. It wasn't, a lascivious thing. And literally, everyone in our, row of lockers turned around and was like, what the fuck are you saying? Are you being rude to Patrick right now? What are you, what? Do you have a problem with this? He's so cool. What's going on? And in spite of the fact that I know that he was not being offensive in any way, I felt weirdly, so accepted and good. And it took me a second to be like, he was actually just asking me a question, and I was totally fine with it. But so yeah, people can act differently to the whole gay thing, where it can get awkward, both from a nice place and from a place of not wanting to be offensive and from a place of wanting to be really nice about it. What's that like, Janet? I will say I really enjoy Janet. I also like her oh my god, screen name. Also, okay, so since I have you here, I was saying this in my first stream. Is a certain level of this game inspired in any part by Rocky Horror? I ask mostly because of the opening song, which, like I said, is a bop. But it reminds me of something from Rocky Horror. And then the first character that we meet outside of ourselves was Janet, which anytime I see that name, I now think of The Good Place, but then also think of, damn it, Janet! Oh, he was inside. Was there anything in there? Or am I just reading into things? You figure you should help Carlos in whatever way you can and agree to go with him. You quickly get dressed and head to the student center together. He stops you in the hallway, pulling your arm. Why am I so scared, Patrick? I felt the same way my first time. Everyone is friendly. Don't be scared, everyone's friendly. Man, Carlos. I feel like that would be something kind of funny that I'd say, but being very real for someone that's being vulnerable. I felt the same way my first time, but everyone's friendly. Thanks, Patrick. That's actually somewhat comforting. You walk into the hello, the whole gang's here. You walk into the room with Carlos. It's already full of people. Patrick and Carlos. He jumps up and gives each of you a hug. James nods to the two of you. Couch. You sit next to James on the couch, figuring it'll be the safest spot. Carlos sits next to you. Nice to see you again, Patrick. Liz brings the meeting to order. Pretty uneventful, mostly involving discussions on resources and meetups for people remaining on campus over break. Soon it's over and most of the people file out. Dan sits on the arm of the couch next to James, who scoots closer to you. You made it, Carlos! I guess? Goodness, you still look absolutely petrified. Reminds me of you, Patrick. Babe. I'm Liz. That's also Liz. That's James. It looks like you've met Dan already. You know this. James stands and grabs his bag. All right, running off already. Time to go. Only 4 more shows. Bye, James. He hands Carlos a piece of paper. Let me know if you want to talk. Jameson has a crush. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So yes, attractive. Very much my type. Sort of for very vain reasons, because blonde, blue eyes, actor. I get it, I get his appeal. But then also, like, feeling it. Kinda want it. Mine. Saw him first. It's not intentionally. I missed so many opportunities for damn it, Janet. it was just the instant thing that came to mind when I started playing. I was like, this has to be a thing. This has to be a thing. And I never expected that I would be able to talk to you, so it was gonna forever just be a thing in my brain. But I'm glad that I was now able to point it out to you, and that should there be any more Yags Universe games, it's something you can feel free to add. Not hitting on you, just talking. That's what they're calling it nowadays. James shakes his head. Thanks. He heads out and Dan sits in the same spot. So you could, talk to James. Or the two of us could have some more, intimate conversations. What do you think I was gonna say, Liz? The two of you can talk in here all you want, but take your conversations somewhere else. So distrustful. You should see someone about that, Liz. I should get going as well. See? Study group to me. Liz G hugs you, Dan, and Carlos. Bye, Patrick, Dan, Carlos. Seriously though, Carlos? No sex in here. I should probably go too. Well, offer's always open. That applies to you too, Patrick. The aggression, the aggressive behavior. Should probably get some of these papers done myself. Carlos quickly excuses himself and you follow him back to your room. You found habanero, a small red habanero pepper. The rest of the weekend ends up being full of studying, both individually and with Jake, Nick, and Hannah. I feel bad that I sort of keep like pushing that group to the side. But like I'm kind of trying to make moves. Hannah freaks out about her progress, insisting that she's going to fail everything. Ooh, that was not good. Alright, my computer just flashed. So, the last time it did that, I didn't have a computer for like 2 weeks. Jake seems to be similarly driving himself crazy. Nick calms the two of them down a bit by quizzing them. Naturally, the three of them have all the material down already. You're actually feeling pretty confident yourself. Still, you're glad you have friends you can study with. Carlos actually sits with you in your room and makes some efforts at studying. Adam seems pleased by the effort, although he's less impressed when Carlos fails his pop quizzes. Carlos complains that Adam's questions go too far back to material from earlier in the year. Adam just sighs and shakes his head. Yeah, that's kind of what finals are, buddy. James naturally ends up being ridiculously busy the rest of the weekend with his shows and classwork. I wonder if he was that busy if, say, Carlos messaged him, because I'm kind of feeling like he's looking at me like Dan, the way that I look at Dan. Dan ends up being busy the rest of the weekend as well with his final projects, which honestly leaves you a little bit relieved. I don't dislike him. He's just very aggressive, which can sometimes be nice and can sometimes be abrasive. Carlos does, however, ask you to put him in touch with Dan. You try to not imagine the two of them having sex and mostly succeed at it. You and Janet talk about finals, and she seems pretty confident, but also excited that her shows are ending. You secretly are too. You miss talking to her more frequently, but are comforted by the thought of seeing her in person in a week. You actually take your finals throughout the following week. Unfortunately, studying for the next one ends up consuming most of your time during the week, but you don't feel like you do badly on any of them. Friday, December 8th, 2006. Adam and Carlos are a common first playthrough choice. Is Adam a possibility or just the fact that they're both together? Yeah. I'm sure it was nothing. I'm sure. We can hope. You're reading too much into James's actions. James feels protective of baby gays because he struggled with his own sexuality. Okay. Well, that's admirable and makes me want him more. Dan's really intimidating. Intimidating in a lot. But there are some good values to what he represents. I think in my next run through, when I do the Q&A a little bit more, I probably am going to go for Dan. A, because it kind of seems like the easy choice. And B, because I'm sure that there's a lot to his character aside from like overt aggressive sexuality that builds like this fully encompassed person. Because he, out of everybody, like him and Liz G, seem the most comfortable and confident in themselves, which has to come from something. I'm very aware that the people that have this like overtness to themselves usually come to that by having some serious part of themselves challenged. So I'm excited to see what that has to offer, because I'm sure that there's a lot more to his character than just like, hey, want a bone. Not that there's anything wrong if there are people that is their character. I've said in other conversations that each of the guys in this game is me in some way, but Dan is more, I wish I could be as self-confident as him. There we go. See? Than actually me. Sorry, I mean Adam Carlos in terms of the group you hang with, not dating. Yeah, I'm like, I know Adam is not an option. I wish that he is. I know you weren't here for my first one, but I did do the like snooping in his computer thing and found his disrobed photo. I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is interesting. I guess this is like a path that we could go down. And it's like at every turn when he's just like, I'm straight. I'm kind of awkward. I feel weird. I'm like, no, this is how like actual straight people are. This isn't like someone in the closet. This is how an actual straight guy is. But I also like I comply with like all of these guys show different versions of at least myself as well, because I like Dan. I feel like most guys have had a part where they were very like overt and aggressive, and I did have that as well. I feel like the overt part of myself and the aggressive part of myself had different eras in my life. As opposed to like Carlos, the very like closeted into women, yada yada. I will say I wasn't like closeted for super long, but I was definitely, and can sometimes still be, I guess, like a ladies' man, which sounds very like cocky, but that was a good way that people described me, at least like in high school and parts of college, was that like I could do it for women, and it was fun to like mess around with that. um, and then also like we have oh my god, not Nick, Jake, like a very nerdy, very like into his friends, very like he's safe and also still kind of exploring, like getting into his first relationship, which is clearly very toxic, and I shouldn't say clearly very toxic, which is causing him to look out into what he's comfortable with in a relationship. Definitely had that, definitely explored that part, and obviously have like a group of very nerdy gamer friends. You've seen my boyfriend, who's my best friend, and my best friend. um my boyfriend's Idorio Sai, and my best friend is the elusive Mad. um I mean, my best fan. We're not friends. She's a fan. I consider her more of a fan. But I surround myself with like those people, so I see that aspect of Jake in me. I haven't met Elliot, who I mean, I've met him obviously, but I haven't gotten to know him, and I don't know if there's like a storyline with him more. I'm sure there is. But I don't know kind of like what he offers to the table or what I can comply with him with. Um, and then same thing with like James. Like I can comply. I see parts of myself in James because blonde hair, blue eyed, gorgeous. And an actor. Um, but outside of that, I don't know him well enough to be like, yeah, I see a lot of myself in that, a lot of my personality in that. I see just like being busy and consumed by rehearsal and schedules. Dan reminded me also of some uncomfortable moments in my early 20s. But I projected some of it onto Dan, which wasn't his fault. Some that that begs questions. Which I understand, this is the internet. Don't want to get into it, I totally get it. But yeah, I don't know. I could see like people like Dan, guys like Dan, or people that are like in that sort of phase of themselves. Um, yeah, I can see how things could arise in certain ways. Oh yeah, in general, I think Dan makes people either very uncomfortable or very jealous. I ranted about Dan in the past, but I've come around. I have someone who follows the Yag series who hates Carlos hooking up with Dan. Excuse me? Am I about to find out that I left for the weekend and came back and they booped? Because that was in the brain. But that was not a confirmed. Reminds me of some of the other reviews. First rule of game dev, never read the reviews. I actually didn't read the reviews. I did read the obviously like the about the game, and the fact that it talked about how like it said something to the extent of like a gay dating simulator where being gay and dating are not the most important part of the game. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly how I feel about regular dating. um, I have feelings about Nate and Jake and could write an essay about that. Feelings? You have feelings. Uh-huh. I mean, we got time. I'm gonna be doing this for at least another 2 hours. If you have feelings about Nate and Jake, because that dynamic, like, I will. When I got to that part, I wasn't outright like, "Oh no, he's terrible for you. Like, you should leave him." Yada yada. I was much more in like the different relationships for different people exist. So do what you feel is right, but know what's right for you. whatever that option was, because I didn't want to tell, because like who knows, maybe he's like really into his boyfriend having another boyfriend or hooking up with people or being in an open relationship or into polyamory or whatever, and you don't know until you try. But also, if you know it's something that you definitely don't want, that's a whole thing. As a writer in dev, you can accomplish your dream. Hang on. Before I read that, we are at the 2 hour mark. Almost. We have like 2 minutes before it's the 2 hour mark. I'm going to pause real quick because my throat is on fire. So I'm going to get some water. But then I'll be right back. So I'll leave like the background music on, but we will be to the BRB screen in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. First, I'm going to go to just chatting because um I also am in like a very small room. Like I'm currently touching both walls in this room because my office is the closet. um but no, my boyfriend just came in here while I was getting water, and oh my goodness, so cute. He got this for me last night when I was at work. How adorable. He just put this on my mic. It's little not Bean. Like peas in a pod Gene from Bob's Burgers. So cute. I want to move it just a smid. Whoops. Just so that way it doesn't like tap against my mic. But anyway. Okay. Here we go. Nate and Jake. Nate and Jake for me is a couple that gets together for the wrong reason. But in trying to make it work, they both grow as people and help each other become better people, which is admirable in that relationship. I like of opinions. um, I try to feel like relationships are never a waste. They're always very good learning. I've never walked away from a relationship feeling like I wasted my time. There is definitely like one relationship in particular that I will say, if I would take the life course changes of having never been with him, 100%. Um, Outside of that one, though, I think the idea of like being with someone and learning and growing, like with where your boundaries are, with what you like in a relationship, with what you like in a partner, never bad. Even when you have like a totally congenial is not the word, amicable. When you have a totally amicable breakup, like you can grow so much as a person. Hydrate. You'll get a lot more Nate background if you do Dan route, like you want to. But Nate was historically not a nice person. And Jake was almost too shy. And they both push each other in those aspects. Okay. Yeah, I will say it, like, it caught me off guard having Dan and Nate be roommates. I think it was a great choice. Um, but it was definitely something that as soon as I saw them like walking together, I was like, oh no. The overly aggressive one is with the like, let me go out and bop it a boop other guys while we're in a relationship person. I'm like, oh well, that like, even if Jake says no, he's gonna get cheated on. Which, you know, it's not a good opinion to have with people. So um push each other in those aspects. And in terms of queer stuff, it's important to me to show that monogamy isn't everything, but also like that's a thing you can navigate, even if Jake was kind of unfairly forced into it. I agree, monogamy is not everything. It's not for everybody. Um, it's something I've talked about in literally every relationship that I've been in. And I do have opinions that I'm like, well, I'm not sure that like humans were really designed solely for monogamy. Not in the way that other animals were, but I also feel the satisfaction, I guess, of two people making like a commitment to one another and upholding it and sticking to it. Um, that has like its own certain sense of rewards. It's such an interesting thing to navigate in our modern world because people aren't afraid to talk about it, as opposed to before everybody was like, oh no, you had one person and that was it, and my wife is the only person I've been with aside from like the 20 whores that I had at the one night in Vegas. But what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Except herpes, that comes back with you. Like their situation is in no way ideal and arguably is unhealthy. But it's a lot of how I feel like the gay community is so sex focused, but everyone secretly wants intimacy. Yeah. So I actually like with that, I had an eyes open moment. Also I realized that my camera is not centered because I did it wrong because we're here for the professionalism, right? We're here for a professional streamer. Yeah. Um, I will say when I was a senior, I had a very eye-opening moment where we did this assignment about like opening our box. Um, and the box was like what was holding you back or what you felt like was something that you needed to open up about. And a straight guy talked about like wanting intimacy with people and that everyone is of this like mindset, like, oh, men only want one thing. And like, I know as men in the gay community, we get that so rampant. Like, oh, it's just this giant like sex parade and whatever. Um, but I didn't realize like how that hits just men in general. Is that, yeah, like from an early age, my sisters were taught like, oh, all those boys only want one thing. You got to be careful. You got to watch out for them. And then meanwhile, on the opposite end of that, my dad would like pat me on the back, like, yeah, we don't mind going and looking at some girls for a little while, do we, bud? It's like, oh, okay, this is a thing. This is just like an expectation for all men. Um, and it's like not really a like thought of thing that men want this like deeper intimacy. They want this connection with people. Um, and actually, I've started reading the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and reading like stuff from Rhysand's point of view, because our main character can get in his head. Um, like his thoughts and opinions and ideas about like love and intimacy and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so very like actually real. Like this author talked to men about their actual thoughts on love and these deeper concepts that are not just physical. Cute. I love plushies like that. It was so nice. Yeah, no, I got home and he received good news yesterday. And I was like, oh, we should celebrate. And we ended up celebrating with McDonald's because I have the easiest boyfriend in the world. um and when I got home, he just had two little like Bob's Burgers like chibi plushie boxes, and I picked one. I picked the one that was looking at me funny, and it had little Jean in it, and his had Linda. His had Linda from the Halloween episode when she was like a cowboy mom thing. I forget what she was honestly supposed to be. Cowpoke Linda. Um, but that I regret him was learning experience, even if it's not necessary. Oh, okay, aha. Back to my story. I regret him was learning experience, even if it's not necessarily one that you would have chosen. Correct. Yeah. No, I value so much the things that I took away from that relationship. But even that being said, I would 100% alter the course of my life if I had the choice. Which is awful, but not untrue. So help you decide what mattered to you in a partner. Correct. I have a vastly superior boyfriend now. And a vastly superior life. I have a much better life than I did there. In spite of like having, say, like less money, less nice apartment, less alone time, like I still have a vastly superior to the one I was leading there. Yeah, I think one of the healthiest things in queer relationships is somehow the normalization of at least conversations about polyamory. Like, I'm 110% monogamous, and could never do polyamory, but it's not immediately the default and leads to healthy conversations with partners, which I think is healthy. Congrats on the good news. I think he's watching, so I'm sure he's saying thank you. um, yeah, no, I like that these open conversations in at least the gay community are beneficial. I think maybe more straight couples could benefit from them. Um, I I listen to a lot of podcasts, and one that I listened to the other day was talking about like, is OnlyFans cheating? Which, hearing like straight women talk about it, I'm like, wow, I can definitely see how this constitutes as cheating. And then I also think about it and I'm like, well, you're like paying a professional to do their job. So is it? Um, so I definitely think that like the straight community could benefit from it more. I think a lot of, you know, at least gay men, if not, um, gay, bisexual, women, anybody in like the LGBT community, have more healthy, open conversation, which also leads to like I think better conversation in general about like if there's infidelity, anything like that, then it can come from a more understanding place rather than like a I can't believe the betrayal of my trust and heart and yada yada. It can be more of like a problem solving thing than what it's traditionally. On the opposite end of that, I have had friends who have literally broken up with people because they found I'm on stream right now because they found porn porn like on their phone, and that was enough to end a relationship because, and I quote, watching that is cheating in the mind and in the heart. So yeah, I think a lot more conversations can be had about it. Oh yeah, every couple should have those conversations. Agreed. But I mean, that's the normalization with queers. Are the straights okay? I don't think so. I want to say we should help, but you know, um, make me feel confident that I can have a kid in any state, and then I'll help a little bit with those conversations. Clutching pearls. All right, Friday, December 8th, 2006. You walk out of your final Friday afternoon. Glad you're finally done, but somehow feeling bittersweet about your flight home tomorrow. You head back to your room to see if anyone else is free. Carlos is there, sitting on your bed and talking with Adam. Hey, Patrick. I don't think I failed any of my finals this time. How were yours? Adam laughs. Yeah, because you studied for once. They were fine, seemed pretty easy. They went well, I think. You think? I tend to find that I did worse than I actually did. There's usually a curve anyway. Holy Nick Molly. Oh. Go ahead and keep that on the level there. Yeah. I don't know what happened. My, hello. My headphones got, like, dramatically turned up. They are not okay. Also, game-wise, you're almost done! Yay! Dorian was literally just asking me, like, how close do you think you are to done? Is this going to take another stream? I'm like, well, this is now a series that I'm going to be doing. But I don't know how close I am. Oh no! December 8th is basically the last day before the epilogue, but I still don't have a boyfriend! I tend to find that I did worse than I actually did. There's usually a curve anyway. I kind of figured that this would take us from, like, orientation day to winter break. So I can't say that I'm, like, super surprised, but I feel like I'm ending this without having found someone special. Curves are the only reason I passed some classes last year. Dude, worked out, didn't it? Adam shakes his head. Anyway, we're going to the frat house for dinner and stuff. We are? Dude. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. I was just... He shakes his head. Never mind. Chico, we don't have to go if you don't want to. I just figured. It's fine. I've been avoiding the place too much lately anyway. I guess my excuse of having to study isn't going to work anymore. You're welcome to join us, Patrick. You quickly unlock your computer to find a message from Jake saying they're playing games before dinner. That sounds like fun. I'll tag along to the house with you. I think I'm gonna play games with Jake, Nick, and Hannah. It's fine. I'll go with you. It's fine. Great. Three of you head to the house. The common room isn't too busy, with a few brothers crowded around the TV, playing and watching Guitar Hero. Adam looks strangely uncomfortable, seemingly avoiding Steve. Steve notices the three of you and nods at Carlos, but doesn't otherwise talk to you. Oh. Could maybe back off a little bit with it. Honestly, that's the expected outcome for the first playthrough. I like having options. I like keeping my options open, and I did it too much. I realized I did it too much, but that's fine. I will go harder next time. Adam would otherwise not talk to you. Dude, you look like you're gonna shit a brick. I don't know, this is stupid. You guys are all my friends, but I'm just not around as much as I should be. Carlos shrugs. Maybe the frat just isn't for you, Chico. It's a great way to make friends, sure, but now you've made them. And you were never really all that try that again. And you were never really into all the events. I always wonder how different things would be if we'd actually lived together this year. You'd probably have spent most of your time in our room studying. Maybe. Dude, don't stress so much about it. You don't feel like you have to do more than you want. And don't feel like you have to do more than you want. Steve can ride your ass, but that's his problem. One of the twins wanders into the room and Carlos stiffens. Speaking of riding, she looks around the room and notices the three of you and makes her way over. Hi. Ashley? Lee. Seen my sister? Sorry, Lee. And not tonight, no. I bet she's hooking up with that guy again. What's his name? Tim? Could be. He turns to Carlos. I hear you're gay now, Carlos. What? I think we should be going. That's cool. If you ever decide you want to come back to the world of Kitsy Cats, you know how to find us, but I'm gonna find Lee. Nice seeing all of you again. She wanders back through the door and Carlos looks at Adam. What just happened? Was that actually Ashley? I always think I can tell, but then Ashley always claims to be Lee. I can guess myself. He looks over at the TV where two brothers are putting down the guitars. Also, I think it's our turn with the guitars. Do you want to play with Patrick? Dude, I don't know. They don't care. No one cares. Everyone's happy for you. Are you gonna play or not? Dude. I know, dude, but it's our turn. Are you gonna play or not? Talk later, play now? You and Carlos play a couple songs. Carlos quickly gives up the guitar, and afterward and retreats into the dining room. You and Adam follow him. Dude. Okay, Chico, just used, I guess. Well, it's a good thing, right? No one gives a shit about where you stick your dick. Dude! Okay, I could have phrased that better, but still, no one cares. We're stupid people that aren't here anymore. Yeah, I guess. It's still just weird, you know? Also, I keep freaking out that my parents are gonna find out somehow. Well, maybe it'll be fine. Or it won't, and I'll have to go home, and I'll lose everything. Adam puts a hand on his shoulder. Dude, you've always got me. You know that. Carlos shrugs his hand away. That's not what I mean, and you know it, Chico. Adam sighs. Yeah, I know. And I can't pretend I understand your situation, but I just... He trails off biting his lip. Thanks anyway, Chico, but it's true. Things are not going to be okay with them. And until I graduate and get out of here, there's not anything I can do about it. I know this is probably terrible advice, but maybe you should be a little less open if you're so worried. I mean, I'm super happy for you, and I'll always support you in everything, but it's really that big of a deal. Maybe. Sighs. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. More like 1 step back. You still got a lot of friends here who care about you regardless. This is true. And hey, worst case, you can find some girl to pretend to date you or whatever. A beard. For appearances, to your parents at least. Dude, that's a terrible idea. I don't know. I don't exactly have a textbook I can refer to on how to help my gay best friend who's afraid of getting disowned by his parents. I know. Sorry, He sighs and watches some brothers enter the room with cans of food. Already need water. Alright, I did see chat going off. Outcome for the first playthrough. As I said, I tend to make my games too hard. Oh, that's a missed sensor. Wait, where? Which one? 5 years and still finding a bug every time I watch a stream. The kitty cat, was that the sensor that was not a sensor? Because there's a couple of those. I'm hungry, and there's food here now. We should eat. Sure, just, if you need to talk about anything, and you don't think it's something you can talk to Patrick about, or if it's something I can help out with. Yeah, thanks, Chico, but those look like ribs and mashed potatoes. Adam shakes his head but smiles. 3 of you get in line and grab plates of food. You notice Lee and Ashley enter the room, hanging off of either arm of some guy you think you've seen around before. Adam notices them too and shakes his head. The 3 of you grab an empty table. Oh, hi, Steve. Steve walks in, looks around, and walks over to your table, taking a seat next to Adam. Hi, Steve. Any plans for the break, Adam? I don't know. Carlos is coming home with me, and I figured we'd play it by ear. Steve throws an arm over Adam's shoulder. You're so tense, eh? Relax, finals are... Also, A. I see he says A a lot. Is, he Canadian? Finals are over. You've got most of a month to yourself. Yeah. Steve shrugs and stands. Good to see you around, though, Adam. Hopefully you'll be around next semester. We still need someone to run basketball lessons. I kind of assumed those weren't booming. Depends if we can find someone to run them. You're pretty good. You could do it. We'll see. Sure. Have a good dinner. Steve leaves and Adam lets out a breath and you hadn't realized he'd been holding. Dude, that was... Wait. Dude, that wasn't... Let's just eat and talk about break. The conversation turns to happier topics, and Adam seems significantly more relaxed by the end of dinner. Oh, they're bringing out chocolate cake! Grab me a slice, dude? Maybe I should just grab the entire cake? As much as I would love to see you eat an entire cake, that is probably a terrible idea. Carlos heads over to join the cake line. Adam shakes his head. This is weirdly nice, you know? Dinner with just 3 of us? Not that there's anything weird about it. Just that, he shrugs. It's nice. Carlos returns with a large plate containing 3 slices of cake and forks. It's delicious, as expected. Slices are soon gone. Dude, I don't think I could finish that. And now I don't think I should have. Shh. There's always room for cake. Facts. I should probably head back and make sure I'm packed for tomorrow. I haven't started. Dude, you know our flight's at 9 a.m., right? What? I thought it was at night. No, 9 in the morning. Go pack, dude. You probably could fit into my spare... You probably could fit into my spare clothes, but I'm not sure you'd enjoy that. Yeah, considering half of them are ripped. Yeah, fine. I'll see you tomorrow, Chico. And you... Been a month, Patrick? You and Adam head back to your room while Carlos heads upstairs. Found a collectible chocolate cake! A small piece of what was once a slice of chocolate cake. It's nice to not have any studying to do for a while. Although, I guess I could have always read some more medical textbook. I could always read some more medical textbooks. I'm sure Carlos won't let me do anything like that, though. He'll constantly be dragging me to the beach or something. Probably good, too. I hope he's okay, though. Do you keep talking with him, Patrick? Like, I don't mean about anything specific, but I feel like you're better suited sometime to talk with him. About things. What, because we're both gay? Of course, but I think you sell yourself short. I'm sure you help him more than you know. Let's go with the sappy one. Janet's my best friend. She's straight, but she's always been there for me, helped me through everything. You seem to do the same for him. Adam nods. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, though, because I feel like he just, I don't know, closes himself off. It's hard to see because he's usually so happy and carefree, and I know it must suck to have to deal with that kind of thing. And it sucks that this is the kind of world where it's even something you have to deal with at all. He shakes his head. But thanks, Patrick. Hope you're right. You reach your room and Adam's... I'm like prolonging even like my clicks. I'm like, I don't want this to end. You reach your room and Adam sets about stuffing various items into a backpack. You chat with Janet online, who seems especially excited to see you the next day before packing up some things yourself and heading to bed. You end up not having a boyfriend in undergrad, despite going on a few dates during the second half of your freshman year. For some reason, none of the guys you see feel right. You, Hannah, Nick, and Jake get adjacent apartments your sophomore year, and you move in with Hannah. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. Okay, I'll take that. Studying and gaming together are frequent occurrences, and you're thankful to have made such good friends. In lieu of dating, you concentrate on your studies instead, wanting to, oh, Lord Glitch, if you're awake. Apparently you won out, and we focus on our studies for college. You concentrate on your studies instead, wanting to continue your successes from your first semester. You eventually graduate on time with honors. Careful. You and Janet keep in touch, even as you gradually grow apart over the years. It's a normal part of life, I agree, but still. She and Tom break up toward the end of her sophomore year, spend a lot of time talking to her over the phone and supporting her, but in the end, she agrees it was for the best. She switches majors after deciding that a drama major was ruining her love of acting. And actually, my version of Janet, who I gradually grew apart from, definitely broke up with me. Same thing. We were both in film school, and she left because she realized that it was ruining her enjoyment of film, and manages to graduate on time with a major in economics. She ends up working for a small finance company in Maryland. Ironic. And starts dating a guy she meets at her local drama group. They get married after less than 6 months of dating. Hear that, Dorian? Less than 6 months of dating and married. Not even just engaged, married. Which raises some eyebrows, but she assures you he's the one. I see kids. They start a family together, and she names you godfather of her kids. The two of you never lose touch, always making time to see each other. You particularly enjoy spending time with her growing family. Aww. Hannah and Nick break up. Surprisingly amicably, but to no one's surprise, shortly after returning from winter break. Games are awkward for a while, but the two of them seem to enjoy each other's company, even though things are soon back to normal. Hannah swears off dating, throwing herself into classes instead. She takes on a double, then triple major in mathematics and Japanese. Holy McMoly, I also have this friend. Her and I are very close. Nick dates a few women throughout the years, but none of them seem to be serious. Jake tells you he thinks none of them can live up to Hannah in Nick's mind. Alright. Nate and Jake continue dating to everyone's surprise. Okay. Your junior year, they show up to games with matching rings. Hannah squeals so loud that you get kicked out of the student center. Nate graduates that year and takes a job at a financial company in New York. You can tell the distance is rough on Jake, but they make it work somehow. Jake tells you that Nate really hates his job, though, and he's trying to convince him to move to San Francisco with him after graduation. Liz and Liz get married in 2008 in a small ceremony at a restaurant near campus. Cute! They invite you to the wedding, and you tag along with Dan and James. James sits in the corner with a soda water most of the evening. Strangely, though, you think he really enjoys himself. Nate crashes the wedding, and he and Dan sneak off to the back. You think you have a better time without them anyway. You bring it up to Jake afterward, but he just nods as if he's already aware of the situation and quickly changes the subject. Okay. Whatever. Liz graduates in 2008, and Liz rushes to finish her master's degree before the two of them move to New York. Liz gets a job designing women's clothing. Liz takes a job managing a bank. I wonder which one got which job. They make their marriage official in 2011, the day after it becomes legal there. That's gay. Dan graduates on time in 2009. His book, 50 Things I Would Do to You, ends up being a hit to everyone's surprise. He moves to New York and continues writing, producing 2 sequels, 50 More Things I Would Do to You, and 50 Things I Did to Your Dad. I feel like he's trolling with the last book, but it somehow sells well anyway. He buys a nightclub in the city with his royalties and really seems to enjoy the company and the sex. Famous actor? James moves to LA after graduation to pursue a career in acting. You mostly lose touch with him since he seems to be busy all the time. You see him on TV one day in a new show that seems to take off overnight. The Dream. But whatever. I've been in movies. It's fine. And I'm now streaming from a closet, so everybody has a different path. You send him your congratulations and manage to catch him on a day off. It ends up being nice to catch up again, and you're glad things are working out well for him. Is like a surprise guy gonna come up and be like, oh, you finally found someone that you love? Move to San Francisco after graduation, take a job at a large web company. Hannah, Nick, and Jake also move there and form a startup. Nate eventually joins them, and it seems to do very well. You keep in close contact with the group, meeting up for frequent board games. Nate and Jake miss a planned game meetup one day and call you from New York instead. Jake says they spontaneously decided to get married. Nick laughs and Hannah squeals, and you're really happy for that. Okay. Ooh, hello. Adam moves to San Francisco after he graduates to attend med school at UCSF. You don't manage to talk much, his schedule being completely crazy. Carlos follows him, having reluctantly completed his degree in biology a year late. He lands a job in the administrative department of the hospital, needing the work to stay in the States. Yeah. You meet up with Carlos sporadically after you move out of the city. It turns out he's a really good cook. He spends most of his free time on the limited beaches in the city, and he often complains to you that he wishes Adam had gone to school in San Diego instead. Still, you can tell he enjoys Adam's limited company enough that he doesn't really mind the rest. Found a collectible, blue plastic ring. Unlock the achievement Lone Ranger. A cheap novelty ring made of blue plastic. Diploma with honors. A diploma from the university that indicates you graduated with honors. Whoop. Did I just go past all of them? I be. You unlocked a game difficulty option in preferences. Okay. You unlock the placeholder sprite style in preferences. Again, you unlocked the achievement Journeys. I'm sad that I didn't see the rest of those achievements, but I can just look at them now. Right? Except I definitely don't remember what they are. I think one of them was a pancake. A single stale looking pancake. An alum card, a card depicting a city labeled alum. Oh no, Ulm. That's from the board games. Work anniversary pen? Wooden pen received as a gift from your manager for your 10 years of work for your 10-year work anniversary. Okay. Well, that was fun. All right, I did see chat going on. Steve is Canadian. Yes, I think there are in-game profiles. Wait, what? Oh, body hair. I thought that was profiles. Wait, you can turn on and off body hair. We're keeping that on. Can only be toggled for new games. Game difficulty. Under collectibles, preferences, main menu. Yes. About?
Feeling alone, all on my own, kind of for the first time with a secret inside, just something to hide, like a mountain.
If there are profiles, not fine. But regardless, successful studying ending. Sorry, Patrick. We can wait until I can't be on my parents' insurance anymore. Love you too, babe. If you don't like Nate and Jake, which honestly is more than reasonable, there's also Ags Down to Fun, which is a side game. Okay. I'm curious. If I don't like them, I can watch them. I can make a world where they like have less to do with one another. Yeah, the way I did unlockables unfortunately doesn't work with rollback. Whatever. Under my collection, there's 3 headers. My collection, character profiles. Crazy. Okay. Adam always wanted to be a doctor growing up, even when he was a little kid sitting in the doctor's office and annoying the nurses by asking about the shot he was about to receive. He hit puberty early and has been on the tall side most of his life, something which he was teased. Who teases boys for being tall? These people don't understand. Um, that experience made him particularly defensive when it comes to himself and his friends, but he's also generally okay. Man up. You're being teased for literally the thing that most people find super hot about a guy. But he's also generally understanding and compassionate of others, and is pretty much an open book once he gets to know you. Sometimes literally, as he spends most of his free time studying and preparing for medical school. Okay, wait, does Lee have one too, or is it just Ashley? Oh, I dig it. Oh wait, so I was asking about Steve, Canadian, Ontario. Wow, that makes me feel old. All right, 83. So that means I have roughly 250 more collectibles to get. All right. Well, let's move on over to just chatting. I'm looking at the time. We're at 2 hours and 45. Typically, I go for about 4 hours. I'm debating what I want to do. I'm probably going to end it here tonight. I was pretty sure that we would reach the end. Thanks for streaming and playing. Thank you for coming in. Oh my goodness. No, this was so much fun. I'm debating what I want to do. I think I'm gonna check out have it pulled or did I not? I'm gonna look up Zen. Um and I think I want to play that next before I come back and do like my Q&A run through. I think that's going to be my I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to check out Zen and I'm going to check out dang it, what was the A for Ags? Holy McMolly, this is so far up in chat. um the sequel, you know, the sequel, Ags. I'm gonna look into that too. So then I think I'm going to run through all of them afterward. Of course. Afterward. Why would that not be it? Afterward, a gay series. Literally the first thing that comes up as soon as I put in A. Oh, and then also the Down to Fun. I think I want to run through all of them. And then I'll go back through and do my Q&A run. I think that's my plan. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yep. I'm over here and I'm like looking at all the different things from afterward. Patrick, you can do that later. You can do that off stream. But yeah, so thanks everybody for joining in. This was super fun. I also see that I have like multitude more people between Twitch and YouTube. So Thank you, everybody, even if you have just been lurking. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it right here. I'm gonna go spend some time with my boyfriend. I'm gonna spend some time with my number one fan. Um, with little he's in a pod Gene. Eh. And yeah, so this week I posted my content schedule yesterday. So I know tomorrow at I think it's 5 o'clock. I just changed my upload times because YouTube gave me some analytics um, that'll help people find me a little bit better. So I think tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time, I have a short coming out. I will be back Thursday streaming. Thursdays we are going to start Fran Bow. So I think probably this Thursday and next Thursday will be Fran Bow. I think next Tuesday I'm going to start Zen. And then yeah, Friday 5 Eastern time it will be another short, and then I think at 2 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday and Sunday will be normal video schedule. So yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize you were on Twitch. Yeah, I don't promote my Twitch very much, mostly because I have certain problems with how they run. But you know, I still indulge it because I have a lot of friends over there. I have some people that literally can only watch me on Twitch. Yeah, so anyways, like I said, thank you everybody for joining in. If you want to see more of me streaming, I will be back on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to see more of the Yags world, tune in next Tuesday where we will be playing Zen. And yeah, I think that's it. So have a good night, everybody, and I will see you all next time.